Shalom, call halal Yahweh Shabbat Shabbat Shemakakwadash. Double honors to the other apostles and other bishops, the great millstone, even the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful life tabernacle of David. I'm the brother slash elder Yahshua. Shalom and salutations to you all. I've wanted to make this lesson for a couple of days, so I'm just going to do it anyway, because the spirit is on. And start here at Matthew 24 and 4. Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. Okay? Great deception. What is it? Great delusion. Great delusion that they should believe a lie. It's not great delusion, is it? Delusion that they should it's not great. It's strong delusion, slock. Wasn't coming to me. Ain't get no strong delusion. Strong D E. No? That they may believe a lie. See if it'll search it for me. Strong delusion. Did I spell it wrong? 2 Thessalonians 2 and 11, and for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie. Okay, and of course somebody's going to say, oh, well, this is not talking about faking an alien invasion. You know what? A lot of people are going to be, what? Deceived. Right? Let's get this then. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 10. Okay, so there's Esau right there. Okay. Let's just get in there. What is it? 2 Thessalonians 2 and 9? Even him. Who's that? That's Esau. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. Right? What is that? Witchcraft. And with deceivableness, with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth that they might be saved. That's talking about the 2/3. Okay? All right, so, and then shall that wicked be real. Who's that? That's Esau. And for this cause, the Most High will send them. Who's them? Okay? The 2/3. Anyway, strong delusion, though. Who else is going to get that? You know who else is going to believe that strong delusion? If you don't know, okay, let's go here real quick. If you don't know, right, if you're not grounded in this truth, you don't know what the chariots are. Some people, oh, the chariots aren't in the scriptures. Okay, then what's that coming out of the sky then? Right? What does it mean that we can't be deceived? This. Matthew 24 and 24. For there shall arise false anointed and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Okay, well, these false anointed and false prophets, guess who some of those are? Esau with those chariots. They're going to show great signs and wonders in the air. Great signs and wonders, witchcraft. That if it were possible, they should have. Well, we're going to know the difference between a real chariot, right, and Betty and Barney Hill. That one's a Nazi. Cattle mutilation. We've been paying attention. We understand what Esau is doing. And Betty and Barney Hill is part of what? Project, what do they call? Blue Beam. What is Blue Beam? Okay, this guy is going to put them all together. Let me see. Where do I start? Start here? Nope. Start here. Okay, there's Stephen Greer 2 days ago. We're going to start here, and then we're going to go to 10. He's going to say a couple of quick things. So here's what I'm getting at. Donald Trump is under the gun right now, all right? And it all could be planned. It could all be part of a larger plan. But how do you, right, refocus everybody's attention off of everything that's going on right now? He's going to tell you. Or not him, but somebody else.
Back to what you mentioned, I know from witnesses and that we had, some have passed away.
Von Braun, Werner, okay, the last card, Keller Rosen. The last card would be the fake alien invasion. Some have passed, I know from witnesses, and we had someone passed away, by the way, what? You talk about Von Braun, one of them.
There is a 1997 gathering we did for Congress, 27 years ago. One of the men who was going to testify in this off-site meeting for members of Congress in Washington was taken from the hotel where we were staying by his colleagues, begging him not to tell the public what I'm about to tell you. And he had been on an interagency committee back in the early 70s. And they had in place all...
Listen to what he's about to say. All the mechanisms to do Blue Beam. He's going to say all the way back to the 50s, they were ready to do Blue Beam. Listen.
And they had in place all the mechanisms to hit a button and the skies would be filled with these man-made UFOs made to look like an alien invasion. And he said those systems had been in place well before he was there, indicating at least in the 60s, 1960s. So I would say for the better part of 60 years, there have been operational systems where they can stage such an attack. And I believe there have been limited staged events like that already. For example, you hear about these, an event where there were some villagers and people killed.
Okay, no, that's not the one I'm talking. He goes into Betty and Barney. Let's see. But here's what, let me see. Is this what I want you to see? Let's go to 10. Just under 10. About right here. Continue on.
And that is to disclose it. And
okay. Let's see what we're saying
here. Part of it is that if you look at sort of the lockdowns and global control that happened, that was, can I be blunt? I know for a fact that was a beta test for what they're wanting to do on this issue.
Okay, so hold on. What did he say right there? Okay,
there's some big stakeholders, right? Hundreds of trillions of dollars at stake. So this is where you get into a real power struggle, which is what this issue is. The other part of it is that if you look at sort of the lockdowns and global control that happened, that was, can I be blunt? I know for a fact that was a beta test for what they're wanting to do on this issue.
COVID.
And that is to disclose it in such a way that it manipulates the public into fear so that they can then, through sort of a totalitarian militarism, and central state authority control the whole world, not just one country. As Reagan said, he got brainwashed. I know who did it, where he said, wouldn't our job of creating world unity be easier if we had a common alien threat to fight? So this is why they've spent so much time making, bad Hollywood movies and UFO conferences and staging these ridiculous abductions, which are gruesome, and there are terrible victims of those. But they're not being done by extraterrestrial beings. They're being done by what's called stagecraft, using advanced man-made ET-looking craft, but they're not ET, and other technologies, electromagnetic warfare systems, chemical canisters, and what have you. And
okay, so he just said a whole lot. Okay? Now follow me with this, all right? We just had him say two things. Now we'll go here. No, let's go back here first. We got to go to Ronnie. Where's Ronnie at? Talk to Russia. Forgot where I'm at here. Let's see. Bear with me while I figure this out. Let me see. Right here. This guy got rooked. Do we have to see that again? What did Greer say? Okay, so there's Reagan. Okay, let's see what he said about Reagan.
Which are gruesome, and there are terrible victims of those. This issue is. The other part of it is that if you look at sort of the lockdowns and global control that happened, that was, can I be blunt? I know for a fact that was a beta test for what they're wanting to do on this issue. And that is to disclose it in such a that it manipulates the public into fear.
So what Reagan said was a manipulation of fear. Starting back then, they're dropping breadcrumbs coming up to what's about to happen today. Who did this? The president. Reagan was the president when he did this.
They can then, through sort of a totalitarian militarism and central state authority, control the whole world, not just one country. As Reagan said, he got brainwashed. I know who did it, where he said, wouldn't our job of creating world unity be easier if we had a common alien threat to fight? So this is why they've spent so much time making, bad Hollywood movies and UFO conferences and staging these ridiculous abductions.
Okay, so this is part of this production.
I couldn't help at one point in my discussions privately with General Secretary Gorbachev, when you stop to think that we're all God's children wherever we may live in the world, I couldn't help but say to him, just think how easy his task and mine might be in these meetings that we held if suddenly there was a threat to this world from some other species from another planet outside in the universe. We'd forget all the little local differences that we have between our countries, and we would find out once and for all that we really are all human beings here on this earth together. Well, I don't suppose we can wait for some alien race to come down and threaten us, but I think that between us we can bring about that realization. In our obsession with antagonisms of the moment, we often forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet, I ask you, is not an alien force already among us? What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples than war and the threat of war? I think maybe I'd answer it this way. I keep, in my frustration sometimes, actually, if you count some of the things going on in smaller countries and all, there have been about 114 wars since World War II. But I've often wondered, What if all of us in the world discovered that we were threatened by a power from outer space, from another planet? Wouldn't we all of a sudden find that we didn't have any differences between us at all? We were all human beings, citizens of the world, and wouldn't we come together to fight that particular threat?
Okay.
The government is.
All right. One more. I want you to hear what this guy is about to say. Presidential power. This is getting too real. It's actually happening. One day ago, anonymous official. Listen to what this guy says. Executive action could disclose information. What is this? Wars? ARs? Information wars? Information on UAPs. Executive action could disclose information on UAPs. Listen to what he's about to say about what the president is about to do. See, Donald Trump is under the gun right now. Okay, he's run from the press. They've been building this UFO thing up, this UAP, whatever you want to call it, this chariot thing. What are they about to do? Listen to what he's going to say.
I think it's only a matter of time at this point before we have a sitting president step to the microphone and have the biggest moment a leader can possibly have, which is telling all of humanity that we're not alone in the universe. And
this is what we're about to see. Donald Trump is going to solve all his problems and be right back on top, and everybody going to fall right back in line as soon as they make this announcement. Listen to how they're projecting this. There's an anonymous official, this dude's on Fox News, whoever the hell he is, telling you what their next move is. They're projecting, listen.
the biggest moment a leader can possibly have, which is telling all of humanity that we're alone in the universe and that the United States and
Listen.
before we have a sitting president step to the microphone and have the biggest moment a leader can possibly have, which is telling all of humanity that we're not alone in the universe and that the United States intends to lead the way.
Could it be President Trump?
I think it could be.
Okay, now, if you're paying attention, Ronald Reagan did that. He did that back in the 80s because what they've been working on this project, what do they call it? Blue Beam, going back to the 1950s and 60s. We just learned that. So Reagan was an early warning to acclimate you to what's going on now. Right? He made a proclamation. He made basically this proclamation. Aliens are real. If there was an alien threat, no, he's entering that thought into your mind.
Control.
It's not acceptable to have secret parts of government that no one ever sees.
I think it's only a matter of time at this point before we have a sitting president step to the microphone and have the biggest moment a leader can possibly have, which is telling all of humanity that we're not alone in the universe and that the United States intends to lead the way.
Could it be President Trump?
I think it could be.
We're about to watch that. What that's going to do, going to distract everybody. See, everybody's divided right now, ready to kill each other. And what they have to do is they have to control that energy. How do you do that? You distract them with something that they believe is larger than them. You make an announcement, we're not alone. Those things out there, that 3-eye atlas, right? Is that what they're going to do? I believe it is. So I'm going to end it right there. Let's get this. Second core, 2, and 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. They're about to get on, make an announcement that they're aliens threatening us. With that, we hope that the elect ratified you, brother and few sisters. Shalom.